The movie begins at a club where we get introduced to the trio of drug-smuggling brothers from Vietnam, known as the Viets, Archer, Tiger, and Tony, the ruthless leader who is well-connected in the criminal underworld. With flashing lights, loud music, and a bustling crowd, Tony is busy discussing a drug deal with Sam, a rival gang leader. That's when Archer smashes a bottle of wine on a man's head dancing nearby. Soon, Inspector Ma Jun, along with some of his fellow officers, arrives at the club and immediately spots Wilson. Turns out, in order to further infiltrate the gang and fight them from within, Ma Jun has planted a mole, Wilson, who has managed to gain the complete trust of the gang and has become their personal bodyguard. There is a brief exchange of words between Ma Jun and Wilson, after which Ma Jun engages in fierce hand-to-hand combat with Wilson. Ma Jun's fighting skills are on full display as he tackles Wilson to the ground. The scene changes to the Internal Affairs Office, where Inspector Ma Jun is being questioned about his actions, specifically for using excessive force and causing injuries to suspects during his investigations. However, Ma Jun believes that his approach is necessary to bring down dangerous criminals, and argues that he had to resort to such methods to effectively fight the powerful criminal organizations. Meanwhile, Archer, Wilson, and Tiger are busy playing golf when all of a sudden, Sam, who is impatient over receiving the drugs, shows up with his men to intimidate them. The matter escalates when Sam attacks Wilson. Just then, Tony shows up and single-handedly scares them away. The next day, Ma Jun meets Wilson at the beach, and the two end up arguing about what happened at the club. Wilson complains about Ma Jun hitting him hard, but Ma Jun believes he was the one who provoked him. Soon, Inspector Wong arrives and settles the matter between the two. He also breaks the news that the verdict regarding Ma Jun's case is out and that he has to report to the police band next week. So while Ma Jun is band leading a group of police officers, his mother shows up to tell him that she's going back to her hometown because he has no time for her. In the meantime, Tony meets the elder members of the gang, including Four Eyes, Hero, and Baldy, who are trying to stop him from killing Sam. But Tony is persistent. He eventually gets Four Eyes and the others to stay out of Sam's business by threatening to harm their families. Later, it is Wilson's birthday, so Archer gives him some money to party. He gets back home and calls several people to come over and give him company, but unfortunately, nobody cares. Finally, his friend Judy wishes him a happy birthday and promises to see him after work. However, the two end up sleeping together. In the meanwhile, Tiger is assigned the task of killing Sam. Wilson and Tiger follow him around until they reach an empty parking lot. Sam is in the car with his daughter and wife when Tiger attacks him with a knife. However, Sam somehow manages to defend himself. In an attempt to save Sam, Wilson, who's seeing all this, gives Tiger a false alarm that the cops have arrived, and the two quickly escape the scene, leaving Sam badly injured. While in the hospital, Sam agrees to testify in court against the Viets. Later, Wilson meets Inspector Wong, who tells him that Sam has agreed to testify against Tony. He believes that they have to plan their deployment carefully, otherwise they might find out the truth about Wilson and kill him. Soon, Ma Jun arrives and they come up with a plan and ask Four Eyes for help. It is revealed that the brothers plan to recover their drug money on the night of their mother's birthday. So while the Viets are busy taking care of their mother, Wilson alerts Ma Jun to come. However, Tony suspects something is wrong and eventually they decide to leave. So while Wilson drives Tony and Tiger to the warehouse, Archer takes their mom home. On the way, Wilson receives a call from Judy, but he quickly dismisses her, claiming he's busy. In the meanwhile, Ma Jun and his men show up at the restaurant, but there's no one to be found. At the warehouse, they pack up all their belongings and prepare to escape. During this, Wilson gets a chance to inform Ma Jun about the situation. After that, Archer is arrested by Hong Kong police, while Tony and Tiger find out that Wilson is a mole. Tony then calls Ma Jun and tells him that they are heading towards the pier. Hearing this, Wilson jumps out of the car, but Tony hits him with his car. A couple of cyclists find him lying by the road, and Wilson is taken to the hospital. There, Judy shows up and blames Ma Jun for Wilson's condition, only to find out that Wilson is a cop. Later, Ma Jun takes Tony's mother to an old home since she has nobody to take care of her. Before Ma Jun leaves, the mother hands him a red envelope and tells him that it's her birthday. In court, Archer is compelled to turn over his travel documents, which will stop him from fleeing Hong Kong before his hearing. 3 months later, Wilson seems to be doing a lot better, but unfortunately, one of his feet is crippled. Wilson is with Judy when Ma Jun shows up to get him discharged from the hospital and tells him that he's being transferred to admin. Wilson is not happy about the news, since he was expecting some form of compensation from the government, since he doesn't even have the money to pay court fees. In a fit of rage, he asks Ma Jun not to wait for him and leaves. Back in the jail, Archer is made aware that Tony and Tiger will be back to get him before his trial, and they won't let Sam or Wilson testify against him. In the meantime, Tony meets his mother and tells her that they will leave Hong Kong once they recover Archer. On the other hand, Tiger brutally kills Sam. Later, a bunch of police officers, including Ma Jun and Inspector Wong, arrive at his house with a fancy massage chair as a gift to make him feel better. Inspector Wong tells Wilson that Ma Jun had spent 30 grand on his hair to remind him that his partner has always been sincere with him and that he shouldn't doubt his intention. As they are preparing to eat, a package gets delivered to his house containing a whole chicken. As they get busy taking pictures, the chicken gets cold and Inspector Wong insists on reheating it. Just as he puts it in the microwave, a blast happens. Turns out that the package was sent by Tony and contained a remote-controlled bomb to kill Wilson. However, the blast only kills Inspector Wong and injures Wilson's pregnant girlfriend, Judy, but fails to harm Wilson. In order to play safe, the whole team is then asked to take a vacation, but they are reluctant to do so since the Viets tried to kill several cops, including a witness. Ma Jun and Wilson then successfully track down the man responsible for the blast and beat him to a pulp to find any information about Tony's whereabouts, but finding nothing. On the day of Archer's court hearing, Tony and Tiger kill Four Eyes, Hero, and Baldy to distract the police. But Ma Jun is aware of the fact that their next target has to be Wilson, so they should provide him with tight security. Back in the hospital, Judy tells Wilson about her pregnancy and tries to convince him that they should leave this city and go live with her mother. Ma Jun leads the police team as they block every entrance and exit to the hospital building. But little do they know that Tony and Tiger have already sneaked in, disguising themselves as janitors. At one point, Ma Jun and Tiger both end up in the same elevator. Just then, Wilson shows up to get into the elevator, and Tiger attempts to kill Wilson with a silenced pistol once he appears. But Ma Jun is aware of him, and at the last moment engages him in a fierce struggle. Tiger attempts to escape, but Ma Jun chases him around. On the other hand, Tony takes Judy as a hostage to stop Wilson from testifying against Archer in court. Scared for the life of his girlfriend and child, Wilson agrees to do whatever Tony wants. After a fierce chase, Ma Jun corners Tiger at an outdoor restaurant. As chaos ensues, Tiger takes a little girl hostage and forces Ma Jun to hand over his gun. Once Ma Jun tosses his gun aside, Tiger severely injures her by throwing her through the air onto the concrete. Seeing this drives Ma Jun insane, so he furiously engages him in a combat and beats him to death in front of the crowd. Ma Jun takes a moment to reflect on what he just did as he stares at his bleeding and swollen knuckles. Soon, the police arrives at the scene. However, Ma Jun grabs his gun and leaves without answering any of their questions. Back at the hospital, a cop shows up to take Wilson to court. Moments later, Ma Jun arrives at the hospital and finds out about Judy's abduction. Ma Jun calls Wilson and tells him not to believe Tony. Knowing how evil he is, there's no way he'll let Judy go, but Wilson claims he has no other choice. During the court hearing, Wilson refuses to testify, and the case is dismissed for lack of evidence. Archer walks free, and calls Tony to tell him about his release. Just then, Ma Jun attacks him and sets up a meeting with Tony for an exchange of hostages. On the other hand, Wilson attempts to rescue Judy, but is captured by Tony and his gang, who brutally beat him up as revenge. Later, with a gun to his head, Archer leads Ma Jun to an abandoned village where Tony is waiting for them. However, Tony has secretly planted several shooters in several places to attack Ma Jun. The exchange of hostages takes place using rowboats. After Wilson and Judy successfully make it to the other side, Tony opens fire at them and one of the bullets hits Wilson, but they somehow manage to escape. In response, Ma Jun blows one of Archer's ears off. After making sure that Wilson and Judy are safe, Ma Jun then single-handedly takes on the remaining gangsters, killing most of them with his revolver and a commandeered sniper rifle. Likewise, Tony and Archer use specialized weapons to attack Ma Jun, but he manages to defend himself against them until a chase ensues and they all end up in the fields. Meanwhile, Wilson drives Judy to a safe spot before driving back to help Ma Jun, despite Judy begging him not to go. Archer gets on a broken tree trunk to spot Ma Jun. Just then, Wilson hits him with his car, and while he is in the air, Ma Jun shoots him with several bullets. Yet he doesn't die. So while Wilson is fighting him off, Tony shoots him in the shoulder. The shooting continues between Ma Jun and Tony until both of them run out of ammunition. The final confrontation between Ma Jun and Tony is a brutal and emotionally charged hand-to-hand fight. Ma Jun is motivated by a strong sense of duty and a desire to bring down the criminal organization, while Tony is fighting to protect his empire and his own life. Tony uses just classic kung fu and proves to be quite a match to Ma Jun, who has spent every drop of sweat in his body to tackle his attacks. After a long, grueling fight, Ma Jun eventually strangles Tony to unconsciousness. The movie ends as Ma Jun gets up and pulls out the red envelope out of his pocket that Tony's mother gave him, only to see her passing through the fields. With that being said, that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching.